Assembly on this is quite straightforward and requires only some basic tools. Here's what comes in the kit. You've got the mixer, an axle, 2 wheels, and a leg. It's pretty simple to put together. For the most part, all the nuts and bolts take either an 18mm or a 19mm wrench or socket. So let's get started. Each rim mounts to the wheel hubs using 4 of these M12 by 40mm bolts. Note that the nuts are basically a small lug nut, so there is a bevel, and that should go in towards the rim. And to make sure that you mount the rim with the right side facing out, just check where the valve stem is. That's the outside. Tighten the 4 lug nuts. When tightening the lug nuts, be sure to tighten them in an opposite pattern. And now mount the other rim in the same way. Raise the mixer frame off the ground and mount the axle to these frame points. Note that these 2 brackets have an angle that matches the V shape of the frame. Line up the bracket with the frame. Before you tighten this side down, make sure you get the other side bolts installed. The head of the bolt uses an 18mm wrench, and the nut takes a 19mm socket. To mount the leg, you can remove this tongue. It usually ships on the inside, which is the storage position. The top of the leg has this unique shape, and it will match the semi-V shape of the mixer frame. So once you get it oriented the right way, it has 2 alignment pins and 3 bolt holes. And now install the towing tongue. That covers the main assembly steps. The next thing to do is get your engine ready. Open the engine compartment cover. And first you want to check that your belts are aligned between the main mixer pulley and the pulley on the drive shaft. If those need to be adjusted, there are adjustment tracks below the mounting platform. There are 2 bolts on each side, and the engine platform rides in these tracks so that you can adjust it forward and backwards. Once those are loose on both sides, you should be able to adjust the position of the engine and get those belts lined up. When you're aligning the belts, make sure that there's enough clearance between the muffler and the fuel tank and the mixer pulley. These engines ship without oil, so make sure you add oil before running it. Refer to the owner's manual for the oil type depending on your climate, but we recommend 5W30 synthetic for year-round use. Fill the tank with fuel. Use only fresh gas or ethanol-free fuel. Start the engine. When operating the mixer, don't wear loose-fitting clothing, and keep your hands away from some of the dangerous areas, like where the drum drive gear is located behind this safety shield. There's some basic maintenance you should do to keep your MX running properly. For example, there are grease fittings on the main drum arm here and here, and there's another grease fitting on the drive mechanism inside the engine compartment. It's located behind the flywheel. A few other routine maintenance items that you'll want to stay on top of include checking the condition of the drive belts, making sure you have enough engine oil and change it periodically according to the engine manual. Make sure you're using fresh fuel, and if you're moving the mixer around on the job site quite a bit, you want to periodically check the bearing grease and the tire pressure. The controls on the mixer are very simple. To change the angle of the drum, release the gear latch and rotate the wheel. And then re-engage the lock to add your ingredients and mix. And then rotate the wheel to reposition it for pouring. We hope this serves you well on the job site. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.